And now we're gonna move towards Aemal answering these questions that he hasn't seen, unless he had a second account somehow hacking the situation. He's capable, but I don't think so. He's very busy. So we're gonna get to know Aemal not by his AI engineering background and all of this stuff. Actually, we don't want you to say any of these things, Aemal. I want to ask you three questions, and basically, I want people to get to know you by this, by the answers to these questions. Like you're gonna answer these three questions, and they will have a perspective, like an opinion about how Aemal thinks, and then you can show us your N8N magic. So, the first question, Aemal, first of all, welcome. You can say hi so that we can check your mic as well.
Hi everyone, my name is Aemal.
And look, he says my name is Aemal without saying I'm an AI engineer with 20 years of experience, blah, blah, blah.
23 actually.
23. So the first question, yeah, 23. When did you start, man? At
2001. No, actually 13. No, actually 16 years old or something. So I'm almost 40.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. I didn't know that. Now, let's go to the first question. The first question, Emil, that you will have only 60 seconds to answer is if AI gave you back 20 hours a week, how would you actually use that time? And I'm going to change this a little bit because I'm pretty confident AI gave you more than 20 hours of your time with all the workflows you have created. So, what has it already changed? Like, how did you use this newfound time?
So before you start the 60 seconds, I would say the question should be paraphrased. It's not if, it's when.
But for you, it's not even when. For you, it's already done.
Yeah.
So what are you doing with the extra 20, 30
I
hours?
spend most of that time with my family, with my two kids. I have a 1.5 years old son and a 6.5 years old son and a wife. And I really enjoy spending time with them, especially in the playground, playing with them, and actually vibe coding games with my son, with my 6.5-year-old son who speaks English as first language. And that time spent with him is an extremely high quality time. Not only indirectly, I educate him about AI, and he knows AI kind of like his general knowledge, but everything, the applications of AI, he knows. He used to call it VoiceKit, my last startup, but now he calls it Samanta, the voice AI agent that I'm building on a monthly basis in my workshops. So whenever like he asks me something I don't know, and then he says like, "Talk to Samantha." That's very funny. She knows. Yeah.
I see. I see. Okay. Next one. Um, if an AI really understood your values and long-term goals, would you let it make important life decisions for you? Why? Why yes or why not? And first define important life decisions before you answer that.
Well, it depends on what you call important life decisions. For example, taking a turn with your steering wheel in your car could be your important life decision because you could meet, well, not me, but anyone else could meet the soulmate that they have been waiting for in the next corner. Uh, you cannot predict what is the important life decision or what could lead into important life decisions. But since we are now in this stage where most of the decisions are somehow indirectly influenced by I would say there is a very thin line between now and the time when we go autonomous and rely kind of blindly on the AI feeding us with all the inputs that will influence us to say yes and no to the final turn. And that is actually AI's input. So it's just me finally saying, yes, let's go with that. So it's a very, very tough question to answer. I don't know.
Do you have something that you let AI decide that most people would feel uncomfortable with? Like that's already happening. you're like, okay, I don't know, orders my grocery and decides what I eat, and I don't even know I see it in my delivery. I just made this up.
Yeah. To be honest, not yet in that level of application because we are living in Europe, and most of the innovation that would give birth to such a an application layer of AI is yet to come in Europe. But in the Diary of CEO podcast, I saw that they ordered the water, like literally just talking to the microphone. Was it talking or typing? I don't remember, but literally water appeared at their doorstep. That is the application that I would love to start having in around my life, but it's yet to come. Um, Most of my day life is automated with AI, with this Samanta, the voice AI agent that I'm building, not only as the workshop topic, as a series workshop happening every month, but also I tend to automate most of my work through that user interface. So that's one of which I'll show in the 7 minutes slot I have.
Got it, got it. And the final question is, you semi-answered it, but now you can maybe give specifics. If your child your child is growing up with an AI mentor by their side. The question is, if your child grew up with an AI mentor by their side, helping them learn, make decisions, and grow, what values or skills would you hope the AI never replaces?
The love for parents, love for human beings, the care, the sincerity, um, the the kind of human connection, I would say, is the most important part. The empathy, empathic conversations, knowing how to make sure that he does not harm somebody's feelings, is the most important skill set that I would love him to learn, even though from AI. Ironically speaking, AI is way more empathic than human beings. This has been proven in millions of automated calls around the world as they have started adopting AI agents, especially voice AI agents, and doing their automation. And since AI do not have emotions and human operators do have emotions, and this happened to me actually personally, and I have a video on my YouTube channel about that, which I captured literally in minutes of that emotional, non-empathic human connection on the phone versus the chat GPT empathic conversation an hour before that. And literally, my eyes were under tear at the moment when I recorded that video. It's somewhere down there 3-4 months ago on my YouTube channel.
Got it.
And
Okay.
just for the reference, I will leave the video comment and in the comments of this video, I will leave the link to that video.
What's going on? Is Gregor your AI? He seems to be posting links. He's your humanoid robot agent. Yeah, guys, you can check what Gregor is posting, the links.
Oh, exactly. This exact video is the one that I was talking about. Thank you, Gregor.
Cool. Then now we can, now that we get to know you a little better, we can check out your N8N workflow. It's going to be high level, guys. He's not gonna do a live demo or show us exactly how he builds it. More of like what it can do, and for us to get a feeling of, let's say, how difficult it is.
Well, I need 7 hours for that to build it. It actually went for I don't know, more 15 hours. It was 2 days. What I'm going to show you is a product of 2 days. Literally in this room, the last workshop we did was for 2 continuous days, 10 hours each. All of the recordings are available on my YouTube channel. So let me show you what I have built. So I'm so much I love people. I love to talk to people. I love to meet people in person. And when I talk to them, I want to stay connected with them, like looking at their eyes and having a conversation, deep conversations, knowing them personally. But the problem is that when you go to meetups, you meet a lot of people, you have that little conversation that they talk about something that matters for them. One communication skill that I recently learned is that don't ask in meetups people, how do you do? Or what do you do? Or how are you? And hi, my name is Aemal. I'm a software engineer. What do you do? That's a very lame conversation. The way you should start your conversations in meetups is like, hey, nice weather. Tell me one thing that I cannot guess about you. And it kind of like opens the door to a conversation where they say like, well, I have a biggest Lego collection, or I have, I don't know, fought in the World War II, or for example, if you're meeting someone who's super old. Now the thing is, I connect with them, and I have like a QR code on my phone. I connect with them on LinkedIn. I have this little conversation, and most often this happened to me. The problem is that I meet the same person again after 3 months. I remember those little stories that we shared, but I don't remember their name. And I built this during this this workshop. So let's play a role. It's just literally a phone number sitting on my phone. Like literally, I have to call it. The reason it's a phone number is because it's handy. You can ask Siri to call it, and then you can have the conversation while you're riding a bike or you're in a corner having a phone call and so on. All of my workshops are around this voice agent sitting on the top of a phone number and then calling the N8N workflows. So what I'm going to simulate here is, let's say we met Jacob, and it's the first time I met Jacob, and I had a nice conversation with him, and I'm documenting that conversation right now. So I call Samanta when I'm done.
Hello, how can I help you today?
So I just met Jacob in the meetup, in the masterclass I had about N8N and transcribing things in N8N. And I got to know that Jacob met Neil Patel and Gary V in person, and he had these selfie pictures from him. That was pretty nice. And I got to know also that he is mostly doing like these, what do you call it? He's backpacking, and he is a digital nomad. He is moving around in different countries, different seasons. Very nice conversations I had with him. Can you please save this as a note for me?
I've saved the note about Jacob. Anything else I can help you with?
No, thank you. So I go in a corner in that meetup. I have this really good conversations, high quality conversations with the person. But now imagine after 3 months, I meet this awesome, handsome guy called Jacob, but I don't remember Jacob's name. What I do is I pull my phone, I see him around the corner, I go in a corner, I call Samanta, I say this.
Hello, how can I help you today?
Hey, I met this guy a couple of months ago who met Neil Patel and Gary V. I don't remember his name. Can you remind me his name?
I guess N8N is working right now.
You're disturbing my Samanta. Yes, right now the N8N is working.
The name of the guy who met Neil Patel and Gary V is Jacob. Is there anything else I can help you with?
Yeah, I also met this girl with whom I played paddle ball. I met her in AI Builders. I can't recall her name. Can you also remind me about her name? So right now the N8N workflow is running, therefore the latency is there. But I'm absolutely fine with that much latency if this can do this level of so-called retrieval augmented generation, RAG. So it should be Christina. Let's see if it can pull that information for me. Yeah, it's stored in Supabase, Gregor. Stored in Supabase. And there is a lot of opportunity to make this go faster. Apparently, right now, there must be something wrong in the pipeline, but it should not take that long. There was something wrong. I should have called again and asked for Christina's name.
Hello, how can I help you today?
Can you remind me about this girl with whom I played pad and ball in AI Builders meetup?
The girl with whom you played pad and ball in the AI Builders meetup is Cristina Cerezo.
So that's the whole idea. Like literally small little memory notes that you can recall with a fuzzy search. And this was not only something that we created in 2 days and taught everyone to do it, but also now it's a handy tool for me that when I go to my meetups, I do this. We can also have a look at the workflows if time allows. I don't know what is the time limits and so on.
Let's try to like brush through it, Aemal. The point for you is to show how complicated this is, because I think it is somewhat complicated for now, but also maybe demystify that, you know, it's not the end of the world. It's still like 2 days it's not like 2 months, right?
Yeah,
it used to be impossible and now it's possible in 2 days. So it's still.
Yeah, so I don't want to steal the next speaker's time, but I can easily lose track of time when I'm talking about these things. Let me know if I run out over time. I'm seeing if I can share my screen. Wait a minute. Where is the screen sharing? There. So what we have here is, let me put myself here, and so the amount of details in this is enormous. Like what you just saw is a product of top-notch engineering. If you are a web developer and you want to build something like that, you need basically 2 little pieces of software. One is called an ingestion pipeline, one is called a query pipeline. An ingestion is when you take your memory nodes, put them somewhere in a database. And that database is a Supabase database that is storing something in this so-called vector store or in a vector database. So the amount of knowledge there is, as I said, enormous. So the first thing that happens is it has this so-called webhook. That's basically an API. We collect some information from that. We give it to this Supabase vector store, which has a default data loader, which splits this big chunk of text coming to it, and then it uses OpenAI's embedding in order to do the actual embedding, which means literally converting that text into a numerical representation that looks somehow similar to this, like this kind of numerical representation. You can see all of these numbers. They represent somehow in a 3D graph. It's very hard to explain, but imagine somehow magic happens behind the scenes based on those numbers, mathematical equation that basically takes that piece of information and stores it into this database called vector store. And that vector store database has all these tables, and the table that it stores all the information in contains these numerical representations. And then the same thing happens when you query something. When I call and say that, hey, this guy I met, I don't remember his name, but can you tell me what is his or her name? For example, here I ask something, the girl with whom I played pad and ball in AI Builders. This again is turned into embeddings, like this is turned into so-called these numerical values, and then based on it's this embedding basically, literally my question is also changed into this number, and then all of that is collected back, and then so-called vector retrieval pulls most 4 similar documents to that. It is like literally that name, Jane Doe, and more. And then based on all of those probabilities, an AI chat model decides that, okay, based on that question that you ask, probably it's this one. So the amount of knowledge included in this kind of a software to build is enormous. You needed to go to a computer science degree and have like web development courses to do in order to be able to build such a thing. And we taught it from zero to literally building this whole thing in 2 days with the help of NA10 and vibe coding. It has another piece to it, which is non-NA10 related, which is called vibe coding, which has an interface, a web application. And this is an amazing era to be alive. You want to build a product, you can build it no matter how complex it is, with these 2 little pieces of components coming together. NA10 automating all your AI workflows, and vibe coding building like all the missing pieces. With these 2 components, you can build literally everything you can think of. So
I was expecting something a lot more scary, to be honest. So thanks for simplifying it. It's still, I'm not saying it's easy, but I was expecting something a lot more scary, to be honest. It's still scary to me. And for everyone that is kind of thinking what this is, wait until you see my workflow, and you're gonna you're gonna feel better because you can build mine in probably half an hour, and I think that would be a good place to start. But because we have limited time, and I know you need to go, Aemal, I want to ask you, if you had to learn NA10 and vibe coding from scratch. I know you've spent, I don't know if, are you at the hundreds of hours? Are you at the thousands of hours within NA10?
I discovered NA10 somewhere early in 2023 when I was doing my startup, VoiceKit, this voice AI agent startup that I was building. Because as a part of that startup, I had to build this orchestration layer in the back. I met the sales team of make.com in Bits and Pretzels, and I got to know that they charge you 50,000 euros for their white label solution a year. And I just Googled make.com alternative, found NA10. I was
in love with it.
Actually, I was following Jan Oberhaus's startup story, almost from the beginning, because same city, and also at the time I was doing another startup, and I was kind of like checking out what is happening in the city. But I didn't know it so well. Like I may have tried it once or twice, 2020 to 2023, but since 2023 onwards, I intensively use it for my startup, and then later on I used it for my workshops, my client works, my almost automated everything I could in my life. So I don't know exactly how many hours, but definitely over 100 hours.
So how can I, the NA10 newbie, you remember I told you the amount of time I've spent on NA10 at the NA10 Fest. How can I learn this 100 hours, this 150 hours in like 10, 20? Like how can you give me some wisdom nugget of like, I don't know, build these workflows, Jacob, because building these 2, 3, 5 workshops will give you the 80-20. We here at Flourish with AI love the 80-20 rule, the Pareto principle. So what is the 20%? To start, I'm not saying that this is where I'm going to end, but what is the
what's your background, Jacob? Like you're a programmer or you're not a programmer?
I'm not a programmer. Yeah. I'm a marketer. I've used SaaS tools before. I've used a little bit of Zapier and Make, but very little.
Okay. So for non-programmers, this is a technical tool. It's a tool for programmers. For me, it is so natural. Like the moment I picked it, I kind of like discovered my way around it once I got to know the patterns of the windows and how things are. And I believe that is going to be the case for all the programmers. In my content on my YouTube, my workshops is all for the rest of us, not for programmers yet. I may have like special content for programmers as well. I have been requested multiple times about that. For non-programmers, I have a very strong suggestion to start learning JSON, JavaScript object notation. Why? Because when you open any node in N8N, you see input and output nodes. I can quickly show that. And I will explain why learning JSON will take you a long way in learning N8N. So imagine if I have, let's say I'm opening this. What you see is you have a JSON in here, you have a JSON in there. If you can read these two parts, then you're pretty much set, because this is how the data representation happens in N8N. And especially if you see N8N kind of like from a 5,000 feet above the ground perspective, it's nothing but moving data from one service to another service to another service. And for that reason, if you don't know what is that piece of information doing here, what's that piece of information doing there, you will have trouble finding it out. And what I've done is, where can I find it? If you go to aemalsayer.com, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I would highly appreciate. And then you go here. Perhaps it was the second day. This is like day 1. This is day 2 of the last workshop that I was talking about, like literally 5 days ago. So you will find somewhere here where I explained in extremely detailed manner what is JSON. So
we can find this and share it later. Aemal.
So I will
Let's try to be.
I will do just a second, please. I will do the exact timestamp and leave it in the description of this video so that you guys can find it and make sure that you have access to that free information about JSON, because this piece of information is important for you learning N8N.
Beautiful. This JSON guy, there is so much going on with this guy. Okay. Do you have a specific workflow, or maybe 2-3 workflows that you would recommend people to start with?
If you were starting like literally from zero, I would suggest pick a workflow in your life that is bothering you on a daily basis. For example, an upcoming video on my YouTube is I have this habit of putting these alarm clocks. Like you can see here, all these alarm clocks that are turned on my phone, these are the ones that means I have a meeting. Like 2 minutes before a meeting, my phone has an alarm clock and I know I have a meeting, because the 10 minutes notification, Google Calendar's notification is not good enough for me. Once I'm in the zone, I miss those notifications most often. I want to automate this for myself. It's a very, very simple automation in N8N. Samanta will give me a phone call telling me that I have a meeting in 2 minutes. A phone call is more active. It's something that we can do, and we can pick it. Similar to this, pick something that is not so complicated in your day-to-day life, and so that you can use it, like literally you can use it on a daily basis, and then you can go ahead and automate it for yourself. Don't overcomplicate things. If you want to perfect a workflow, it will take you forever to perfect it, and still you will find flaws in it. Go from literally a crappy duct tape solution, launch it, give it to your friends, so that you can kind of like create a little buzz around that, and then you take it from there, and then you keep learning and building.
Okay, sounds good. So then the advice is to find something that matters to you, essentially. So to have the perseverance to actually make it work because you care about it and you want the solution to this problem, and not something generic. Okay, sounds good. So now I'm gonna give you the chance to ask me a question, or ask Emma a question. You can pick me or Emma. And we asked you the 3 questions at the beginning that are a little bit more, some of them might be a bit uncomfortable. So feel free. I don't know if you prepared something, but if not, you can think of something now and you can pick your victim.
Maybe asking you a question about. Can it be a spicy question or kind of like?
Can be if it's me, it can be anything. I don't know about Emma.
So
Fine.
well, let me see. Because I'm also like you. I have a 11-minute video with Oliver Sayer. He's a German billionaire. With Frank Thiel, he is a centimillionaire, also a TV star, entrepreneur, TV star, kind of the Shark Tank of Germany. And I always kind of like brag about it, but my question to you is like, having your picture with Neil Patel and Gary Vee on your LinkedIn profile, how is that going to give you credibility?
I don't know if how is that gonna give me credibility. I can tell you what it's doing if that's interesting. It has been a conversation starter many times, and a lot of people I think will send me connection requests, or when I send them, they will accept because of these things. But in the past, like when it initially did happen, like I met Neil 8-9 years ago, I had people literally reaching out and giving me their service for free. Like I had people giving me like their hosting, their website creation services. They're like, hey, I want to help you. Can I offer you this? Can I offer you that? And it felt almost like how I believe hot girls feel. Getting things that you don't deserve for nothing.
And I think that I'm not a hot girl or hot boy, and I think that was a hook when I said hi to you, and here we are after a couple of months.
Okay.
Good. Thank you so much. My laptop is running out of juice, and I don't have my charger with me. I thought there was a question from the audience, and I have like 9% charge, so I can take one question from audience.
I will allow that if Nadia is not waiting already, but I don't know because Emma is the host and I cannot see. Is she waiting, Emma? No, she's here.
Nadia is here.
Okay.
Hi, Nadia.
Nadia. So then I think we're gonna have to skip that one unless Gregor wants to ask you a question because it seems like he is here for you. Gregor, do you wanna ask Aemal a question?
Yeah, sure. Hi, Aemal.
Hi.
Happy to meet you here. Yeah, I have one question. Why do you use the cloud versions of Supabase, of N8N instead of a self-hosted one? Because what I understood is if you self-host on your own server, you can run things locally instead of on the cloud. Is that for latency for you, or is there a different purpose for you?
That's a good question. I have self-hosted of both. I use it for the content perspective. It's easy for the kind of persona that I'm producing the content for. They're non-technical. I want to kind of give them the lowest friction steps possible. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
Alrighty.
Thanks a lot, Aemal.
Good luck, guys. See you later. Bye.